Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
Good day to each and every single one of you people, wherever you are on the globe, on the planet. My name's Israel Josie. I am the host with the most planetary news and alignments, updates, right here on the Lunar Lounge podcast. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody who's logged in, tuned in live. You are all aware that the Wednesday show is live, but also gets put on the podcast platforms for any of you guys anywhere in the world that has time to listen to it at any given time. Apple, Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Music. The podcast is there and ready. I want to thank each and every single one of you who subscribe, who follow, and who, again, keep the show going. Thank you so much. The show is growing bigger and bigger. It's growing worldwide. You know who the top people are? Brazil. I'm up in Brazil. Brazil is where it's all happening, people. So, but no, all around the world. So I want to thank each and every single one of you, wherever you are on the planet. Shout outs to Dubai, my people, folks over there in Dubai, Middle East, all the Middle East. Want to give shout outs to each and every single one of you. So, yeah, I'm also live also on Instagram as well. So, yeah. Yeah, right here at the Lunar Lounge, only at the Lunar Lounge, baby. So welcome to the Lunar Lounge. If it's your first time, this is a show which aims to inform, share, empower, inspire, everything around astrology. It's astrological orientated, it's astrological centered, but I do connect it with other things. As many of you know, I'm into many different esoteric, spiritual, alternative. Anywhere where there's knowledge, that's where you find me, baby. I go with the wind wherever one can, uplift and inspire. And seek inspiration, I guess, also as well. But right here at the Lunar Lounge. So we're going to be here for about, the next hour and a half. Later on in the show, I'm going to be doing the tarot card of the week, as you are all aware. What did we get last week? 3 of Wands, wasn't it? Yeah, so yeah, let's hope we get something like that again for the upcoming week. So I do the tarot card of the week. It lets us know what the energies are, what we're going to be working with over the course of the next 7 days until the following week. I will be bringing up the chart for the moment, the astrological chart, letting you know what planetary configurations we can be looking forward to over the course of the next 2-3 weeks. And today, people, it's a very, very, very special day, auspicious day. Why? We got a new moon in Leo. So I'm doing this show right on the new moon. We got a new moon in Leo. I'll speak briefly about that. But I have been speaking about that. Again, check the last podcast. I'm available on all podcast platforms. I'm on Telegram. So for those of you who do use Telegram, you can subscribe to my Telegram group. The name is the Lunar Lounge Podcast. Yeah, make sure you put the Lunar Lounge Podcast, because a few people did make me aware that there's another Lunar Lounge. How dare you? Lunar Lounge is for people who are Cancer rising and Moon in Taurus. If you're Cancer rising and Moon in Taurus and you happen to have a channel called Lunar Lounge, well, okay, we'll let that pass. However, something tells me you don't. So drop that name quick. So for those of you who are on Telegram, you can also find me on Telegram. And you can find me on the Instagram. I'm live on Instagram right now at Sacred Planets. So for those of you who want to jump on and catch me there, And then I'm also on YouTube as well. Welcome to everybody in the YouTube channel. If you're always finding me turning my head this way, that's because I'm got 3 screens in front of me right now. And, you know, yeah, you got to juggle. You got to multitask, right? So shout outs to Tyrone. Shout outs to Yvette. Good afternoon. And yes, happy new moon to you as well. So yeah. People are entering slowly but surely. So I'll be bringing up the chart for the moment, and then we'll be going into where the planets are and what is it that we can look forward to. I have told you that it's going to be a very interesting couple of months. I've been saying that for the last month and a half now, and you know, it's all coming to pass. It's all happening, whether it's planets retrograde, whether it's planets making configurations with other planets. You know, it's all happening. End of this month, like I told you last week, you know, we got about 7 planets all going retrograde at the same time. And just when it seems like one comes out of retrograde, the next day another one goes in retrograde. So it's real crazy energy right now. So it is what it is. It's that time of year. So take your foot off the pedal, guys, because these kinds of times can really indicate, you know, frustrating times, you know, where things are slowed down, where we really start getting frustrating. So, but I'll be speaking about that in the moment. What else is it that I wanted to speak about? There was something that was news related that I did want to speak about. Well, inflation keeps going up, right? There's no qualms there. But there was one particular thing that I thought was quite interesting. It skipped my mind, but it will probably you know, come to me. So yeah, we'll speak about that as the show goes along. Keep your questions coming. Shout outs to Yoel. Is that Barnabas? Yoel Barnabas. Okay, shout outs to you. In the YouTube chat. Have any comments? Please send them over. Have any questions in regards, again, planetary alignments, what's happening? Yeah, please send them in. No problem. You can also, I keep meaning to say, on the podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple, Google, whichever one, you can leave reviews. Guys, I need some reviews, man. It's almost like I'm getting information that, oh yeah, people are downloading my show, they're listening to my show, but you ain't liking it, you ain't commenting, you ain't reviewing. Come on, guys, man. Support the show. Anyway, it only takes a fact, just, you know, great show. Amazing. Magnificent. We're in the month of Leo, right? So I've got to tap into that Leo energy. And it's a new moon in Leo also as well. So I've got to tap into that energy also as well. So yeah, happy new moon to you all. So I'll be talking about that in a moment. I'll be bringing that up. Well, what else was it I was going to say? I was going to say something else. Right. The new moon. We're now in the new moon. So the new moon phase. So starting from now, the moon is going to start to wax, start to grow bigger and bigger. We'll start to see probably maybe a crescent moon starting from tomorrow. For those of you guys who perhaps do rituals, you probably want to wait until tomorrow. Perhaps also tomorrow is Thursday. It's ruled by Jupiter. So that's a really good time. So yeah, you can lock in for tomorrow or Friday. Perhaps maybe do a ritual. You want to bring something into your life. You want to expand something. You want to grow something. You want to increase something. You want to be doing it during this particular time, now that we're in a new moon season. It's the beginning of a lunar month, okay? This is where we are planting seeds, okay? New moon is a time of new beginnings, initiating something new, beginning something new, and we are planting new seeds. Those seeds will then grow, and then you will reap the rewards of those seeds, what you plant during this new moon in 6 months' time. Okay, when we have a full moon in Leo, which will be next year, February sometime, maybe early, mid-February. That's when you'll be able to reap, and you'll see the completion of what it is that you plant during this new moon. However, whatever you plant during this new moon, you will see it sprout. So you'll see the sprout, the early sprout of it. You see the early formation of it in 2 weeks' time when we have the next full moon. The next full moon, however, is going to be in the sign of Pisces. I believe it's on the August the 30th or 31st. It's around that time. We'll have a look at that in a moment when I bring up the chart, for configurations and looking at the few weeks ahead. So we're going to have a full moon in Pisces. So the next full moon in 2 weeks' time, you should be seeing something forming, some kind of formation of what you planted over the next couple of days with this new moon period. Okay, so yes, do your rituals, light your candles, visualize, prayers, visions of intent, positive thinking, beginning something new, whether it's a business, an enterprise, initiating something in your life. This is a great time that you want to be doing that during that new moon phase. Okay, and this is one of power. And let's not forget, remember, I've been telling you that this new moon is also it's square Uranus, exact, at 23 degrees. Okay, it's squaring Uranus exact at 23 degrees. So if you've got planets at around 23 degrees, that's referring to you, right? That is referring to you. If you've got planets at 23 degrees of any of the fixed signs. So for those of you who are born around the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of either February, May, August, or November, that's where the fixed signs are. Okay, so you guys are going to feel this new moon full effect. I mean, Uranus is hitting your sun. If you are born on either the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of February, May, August, or November, you are being hit by the Uranus right now. So Uranus is shaking up your world. You don't need to tell me. I know you're going through some changes. What kind of changes? Well, we have to see the birth chart to see where it's going to be manifesting. Either you need a reading for that, or in a couple of weeks, hopefully, my subscription will be ready. And those are the things that are going to be parts of the subscription package also as well. So I will be letting you know, for anybody who subscribes, how the planets are affecting or where they are affecting in your charts, if they are picking up particular planets, new moons, full moons, eclipses, and so on and so forth. But on the general, we know that people who are born 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th in particular, so like today, 16th, 17th, 18th, I would say more 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th are really being affected right now. Of the people who are born on that day, February, May, August, or November, they are really feeling the Uranus effect right now. So this new moon is square to Uranus. So it's heavily charged, immensely heavily charged. But Uranus is the planet of eccentricity. Uranus is a planet that is very creative, very inventive. Yes, he's very spontaneous. Yes, he's very, very unpredictable. But however, he brings in that, that spark, that new life. You see, that revolution. So this new moon is not just any old moon. It's a new moon that's heavily charged. It's almost like we could say that this new moon has a kind of like an eclipse energy in a sense. Not quite, but something similar or along that line, with the chargedness of the Uranus energy that's input. So it's huge. This new moon's huge. So you really want to be going for it. You really want to be taking advantage. You really want to be initiating something new. And it's in the sign of Leo. So where do you, I mean, that's where the it's the zodiac sign of power. You don't get more majestic than Leo. There's only one lion in the zodiac, baby. I suppose that goes for any other zodiac sign too. There's only one of all of them anyway. But you know, just as a sign of emblem, there's only one sign. There's only one royalty. There's only one king. You know, two kings can't reign in the same city. It just doesn't work. So yeah. So shout outs to all you guys that are in the chat. Yo Barnabas, Shayo, shout outs to you, Angela. Happy new moon. And yeah, shout outs to Nicholas. Happy new moon. Yeah, happy new moon to you all. Everyone's saying happy new moon in the chat. That's okay. Keep it coming. Somebody saying, can you talk about the planets on the 25th of August again, please? On the 25th of August. Yeah, well, yeah, we'll be patience. But I'll be bringing up the chart in a minute. So yeah, we should be seeing what's going to be happening on the 25th, and how that's going to be impacting us. So yeah, new moon. Let's go for it, guys. Plant those seeds. I'm going to start working really. I was looking to actually wait for this moment to sort of like, so hopefully by next week the subscription thing is set up. If it's not set up by next week, definitely by the next full moon in Pisces, that should be set up. So that is something that I'm definitely letting you know that the subscription pack will be thing. So we'll be looking at the current planets and letting know how it is that it's going to be affecting us. So let me go to the chart of the moment. Let me bring up the chart, as I do every week, always fumbling around, as you all know. But yeah, it is what it is. Mercury in that shadow period. I tell you, Mercury shadow is like, it's been lethal. It's been, I don't want to say lethal, but it's been really like, it's been a real awakener. The amount of times when it's like, oh, I thought but oh no, I need to redo that again. Just going back over things. It's crazy right now. But again, it's great for planning. I've been doing some really great planning with this post or pre Mercury retrograde, which will start to retrograde on the 23rd. So that's next week. Isn't that next week? Isn't that on my podcast day? Let me just check the calendar here. What's going on here? Yeah, so next week, Wednesday. Yeah, I planned this stuff right, didn't I? The planets are really working with me, or vice versa. I'm working with them. But next week, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So we'll speak about that in a moment, but we have been speaking about that. So, but currently at the moment, as you can see, with the chart on the screens, for those of you who are on the live YouTube, you guys get to see that. You get to see the same screen that I am seeing. We can see the new moon here in Leo right about now. So it's just gone because it was exact just like about an hour or so ago, or 2 hours ago or so, give or take. But we're in that new moon phase right now. So we can now start to launch. We can now start that new beginning. Okay, new moons represent a time where it's end of the old. We're emptying out. Let the stuff go with that waning moon. That is gone. We're now in the new moon. Now it's about forward moving, forward thinking. It gives us something to initiate. But we still have to take into consideration that the planets, or many of the planets, are retrograde or about to go retrograde. So there is that, but it's still a new moon. And as I was saying earlier on, it's square Uranus. So yeah, we've got that energy to also work with and integrate into this new moon, but which is good. Uranus is good. You know, we can really, yeah, that can really shift something for sure. So that is the new moon. Happy new moon once again. We got is it Xenia? Xenia, do forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Got Xenia in the chat room. Hello there, Florence. How you doing? Shout outs to Fumi. So yeah. So like I said, for those of you, I'll just repeat again if you didn't catch it earlier on. For those of you who were born essentially from the 13th to the 18th, more so the people who are born between the 14th to the 17th of either February, May, August, or November, right? The wider gap is from the 13th to the 18th, but it's mainly the guys who are born between the 14th and the 17th of either February, May, August, or November. Yeah, for those of you guys who are born there, it means Uranus is either opposing. For those of you who are born in the February of those dates, that means Uranus is squaring. For those of you who are born in August with those dates, that means Uranus is squaring your sun. For those of you who are born in November, that means Uranus is opposing your sun. And for those of you who are born in May of those dates, that means Uranus is conjunct your sun. Either way, it's a very powerful transit to be experiencing. You guys are really being shaken up. It's about change, reinventing yourself. It's about revolution. It's about bringing in the fresh air. Sometimes not sometimes, Uranus is really has a windfall, surprise, spontaneous kind of energy, the kind of energy that you're not expecting. So he can turn your world, he can flip it like that. That's Uranus for you. Uranus will be a planet that will turn your world upside down in a sec. You see, and for those zodiac signs, which I just mentioned, in astrology, they are the fixed signs. Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio are the fixed signs. So they tend to be more stubborn. They're more fixed in nature. They don't, go with change so easily. Once they've found a place and they're comfortable there, they are set in that place. So planets like Uranus can be it could seem, or it could manifest quite disruptive. Okay? So with this Uranus transit, for those guys who are born in those dates that I gave, again, repeating it myself again, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th of February, May, August, or November. You guys are feeling the heat of Uranus right now, and it's a time for you to adapt. You've got to adapt in the best way possible with what you've got, with your circumstances, with those changes that are happening in your life. So that's how it is. And like I said, Uranus is really sort of like bringing these really huge changes for those people who are born round about there. Again, when the subscription packages comes for any of you guys who are interested or who do subscribe, it will allow you, when you do subscribe, I'm going to be offering stuff where I'll be able to look at your chart. You're going to get a recording of your chart, people. You get a video recording of your chart with some of the package. Well, you'll see. I'll let you know. But you're going to have that. So where I can go into it deeper. But those dates are very important for those people who are born round about that time. Jupiter's also having an effect on the fixed signs. I'll speak about that in a moment. Give the dates for people who are born at certain months and how that's all playing out for you guys. So we got the new moon. Happy new moon again. So what else have we got that's coming up? Venus is still retrograde. She's still going to be retrograde until it's the 5th. People keep saying the 3rd. She's turned stationary on the 3rd. She literally actually goes direct actually on the 5th. So we still got Venus retrograde. If I got a pound since Venus has been retrograde, whether it's clients, whether it's people, getting into my DMs, what's happening with my love life? Well, what's up? Slow the fuck down. Excuse my French. Slow it down. This ain't the time to be pursuing relationships. The amount of emails, the amount of people who have come to me. Oh my God, my ex-partner's come back. My ex-partner's got in touch. I haven't seen. There was one. As a matter of fact, I've heard quite a number of people. This is not coming from one person. There's been about 3, to be quite honest, who have said to me, an ex-partner from 8 years ago has come back into their life. 8 years. Now, check this, people. Venus is an 8-year cycle. She forms a 5-pointed star in the heavens every 8 years and returns back to the same place in the heavens every 8 years. If you are being contacted or something is re-emerging in your love life that took place approximately 8 years ago, you're being hit by the Venus return. The Venus return. So that is very, very crucial. But on a whole, Venus is retrograde. This ain't the time to be initiating relationships. You can play around with it, perhaps, but you don't want to be starting or initiating that relationship. Because the chances are it ain't going to go too far. Study it, analyze it, question it, play around with it, be open with it, flirt with it, but don't initiate. That's the whole. It's almost like people don't get retrogrades. It's like people don't get the message. And that's why we end up, if you want to say, encountering many of the difficulties sometimes, because we keep it's like we hit a wall and it's like we just keep batting that wall again, just keep going in. It's a retrograde, people. It's a rest. It's a redo. It's a reanalyze. It's a rethink. It's a realign. It's readjust. Everything's R-E. Anytime there's a retrograde, think R-E. Re means to rewrite, redo, repeat. That's what a retrograde is. A retrograde is a repeating energy. So something's asking us to repeat something, to relook at it. But nah, not us. We want to keep going, right? I get it. Well, it's human nature, right? We want to keep progressing. So the Venus retrograde has been quite interesting in terms of how that's been kind of playing out. But you know, we will stay with it. So there's a few weeks left. What is today? Today's the 16th. So we've got about 2 weeks left of this month, and then 5 days. So just under 3 weeks left of the Venus retrograde on the 5th. And the day she goes direct, Jupiter goes retrograde. Welcome to the retrograde party. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it a retrograde party. It's the retrograde party, people. 7 planets moving retrograde. Welcome to the retrograde party. So Venus is still retrograde. Okay, so she's doing what? She's doing her thing. We had the Venus Cassini on Sunday. I was telling you guys about that. That was the magical moment. Hope you guys took advantage of that. Great for relationships, great for money, great for financial boosting. Yeah, Venus Cassini. Now Venus is a morning star. Venus is now a morning star. What is a morning star? A morning star is when Venus starts to rise before the sun in the morning. She will be visible I believe I gave the date. So she should be visible from about, so that's 13, 14, from about like the 28th, 29th of August. Venus will be visible no matter where you are on the planet, early in the morning, just before sunrise. Have a look over the eastern horizon and you will see Venus. And trust me, she is the most beautiful. She's the brightest of all the planets and all the stars, and she is definitely the most beautiful. There's no coincidence how she is known as the goddess of beauty and love and the arts, because when you see her early in the morning, you know why. So she should start to be visible towards the end of August. So yeah, but she's a morning star, which means she tends to be more warlike. I said this in the last podcast and Sunday podcast and the week before. I was talking about that, you know, things been flaring up again in West Africa, Nigeria. I ain't been hearing so much about that over the last couple of days. Hopefully it's dying down, but you never know what's going on. There could be bullets raining left, right, and center for all we know. But you know, let's watch this space. But yeah, so we've got Nigeria flaming up, Nigeria get involved. It's between France. All these countries are countries that are heavily Venus orientated. Nigeria is actually Taurus rising. Heh, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Nigeria is Taurus rising. The chart is ruled by Venus. We don't need to talk about France. We know France is Venusian. Their whole language is Venusian. Their capital is called Paris. If anybody knows anything about Paris, get into the mythology about who Paris was in the Greek mythology, and you know that it doesn't get more Venus or Venusian than that. And Nigeria, Libra country, Venus ruled. So let's watch this space. I'm hoping it doesn't flare up, but tensions will rise. Tensions tend to rise more. Venus does become more warlike when she is a morning star. So we have to watch how that is going to be, transpiring over, again, the next, well, Venus is going to be a morning star until next year. She doesn't go behind the sun until next year. So this ain't something, yeah. I'll probably have a look at that. I believe I gave the date in the last podcast as to when she moves forward or when she becomes Cassini again, because there will be another Cassini again, and then she will turn into an evening star. But this is like next year sometime. If my mind serves me correctly, sometime around April or May. So we're going to have a morning star. Anything can happen. The last time Venus turned into a morning star, Russia invaded Ukraine. Mr. Putin, who happens to be a Libra, Venus ruled. We getting the picture here. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, happy new moon. Somebody's telling me England is in the finals. Well, yeah. The Lionesses, new moon in Leo. Yeah, something to that. But let's watch this space. Shaya is saying, do these alignments also influence degrees in the birth chart? Yes, in regards to the days between the 13th and the 18th of fixed stars. Yes, definitely. They will pick up on if people have certain planets there. I mean, different people obviously are going to have different, but those particular dates, we know for people who are born between the 13th and the 18th of the fixed signs, which are February, between the 13th and the 18th of February, May, August, or November. They belong to we know that their sun is in those fixed signs, which means Uranus is hitting it, which means huge change. What kind of change? Well, I can't say specifically because I ain't got your birth chart in front of me. So starting from next week, when the subscription is all set up, in the next couple of weeks, subscribe, and then you will know. I will be letting you know where it is. You'll all be getting a personal reading for those people who do subscribe. Somebody's letting me know that my divorce finally came through this week. Thank you, Venus retrograde. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. These things do happen. Unfortunately, they are a part of life. They are a part of the journey. So yeah. Sorry to hear about that, but these things do happen. But it's about moving on. Always remember, life is a journey. It's not about there are just temporarily moments of beginnings and openings, but it's all about the part of the journey. A divorce doesn't mean it is an ending on one level, but it's also a new beginning on another. So it's a chance to grow bigger, better, prosper in many ways, because we're growing, right? It's all a part of the journey. The journey still continues. So yeah, but thanks a lot for sharing that. And she comes back and says, I'm mega happy. Well, yeah. But yeah, these are the kinds of things that do happen with the Venus retrograde, people splitting up or people bringing closure to their relationships or past relationships. Hence why people often experience loved ones coming back into their life, or old friends that they haven't seen for years. It was crazy. I saw somebody I had seen since she was a baby. Like she was like 4 or 5 when I last saw her, and I saw her I was like, no way. Like 20 years later, like crazy. But yeah, it was a madness. So welcome to the show. So Venus is doing her thing. She's turned into a morning star. Let's just see how that goes. Let's hope that we don't get too many wars. But my guess is that there will be a few things flaming up with Venus moving turned to a morning star, and Venus is going to be a morning star until next year. So let's watch this space. So what else is happening over the next couple of days, planetary wise? Okay, people, embrace yourself. Mr. Mars is I did tell you last week and the week before, we had Mars trining Uranus. Right now, Mars is trining Uranus. Shout outs to the people on the Instagram live. Hello, Mona, Moonchild. What a name, Moonchild, right? Yeah. She's trying to steal my my thing here. Who's the Moonchild here? That's gotta be me, right? Just kidding. But yeah, that should be me. I should be called the Moonchild. I don't get that. This is the Lunar Lounge podcast. How moon do you want it to get? But yeah, thank you for joining. So Mr. Mars is now trine the planet Uranus. Exact. He's going to be exact. It's going to be exact today, right? We got the Mars here trining Uranus, right? Mars is at 22 degrees. He's just about to go to 23 degrees, and Uranus is exactly at 23 degrees. So there's an exact trine from Mars to Uranus. People, this is energy. Energy in its electrifying ways. You really want to grab into this. I'm just so heavily charged with this right now. And especially for those people who have it in their birth chart, or for people who are Aries or Scorpio, or Aries rising and Scorpio rising, because Mars is your planet. Mars is your planet, and Mars is getting a trine now from Uranus. Or for anybody who has a Mars-Uranus aspect in their chart. I don't care what aspect is it. If you got it conjunct, you got it sextile, opposition, it doesn't matter. This is for you. You're going to pick up this energy. Huge amounts of energy. Time to be original. time to do something like you're really going to get a lot of stuff done. This energy, you're going to be motivated. You're going to feel restless, want to do this, want to do that. I haven't slept. I'm not joking, guys. I haven't I know it's not good. I know what you're going to say. Get some rest. I haven't slept. I've slept probably about 5-6 hours in the last 72 hours, last 3 days. No joke. Like, I'm just charged. Like, and what the good thing about it is I've got so much done. You know, I've got a Taurus moon, so I don't like doing shit. Leave me the fuck alone. Real deal. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, just leave me just quiet in peace. I don't want to work. I don't want to do nothing. So if anybody's out there who's willing to take care of me, if you want to adopt, I've got a Taurus moon. I'll eat you out of house and home. 2 days, you'll be like, yeah, get the hell out. That's what's going to be happening there. So, but I'm being heavily charged with this. So I've got a lot done. I've been far more active. You know, I've even with my client work, I've kind of increased that, which is I don't like, you know, doing that. I don't like doing like, you know, 1 reading, 2 readings maximum in one day is far more enough, you know. And I've got a friend of mine she's a psychic medium, and we always, you know, bounce off each other. We always, you know, she's always calling me. I call her, check up on each other. And she called me the other day, and she goes, "I'm picking up here that you need to rest." And I'm like, how did you know that? You know, you spying through my window. But yeah, she's a psychic. She's a good one as well. But she's like, I'm picking up here that the spirits are telling me that you need to slow down. And I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm having a Uranus. I will slow down, maybe like end of this week. But for now, I'm gonna, you know. So Uranus Mars is really good. It's really good. It's very motivating. It's energetic. It gets you out there if you want to do any kind of exercise. It's good for anybody who works with machinery, technology. Uranus is a planet that is linked and associated with technology, very much compatible with technology. So you can really get and do things with this Uranus Mars. And it's peaking today. I told you that about, I've been telling you that for the last 2-3 weeks. So, yeah. Somebody's telling me, oh, she says, excuse me. You know, she's having a go at me because I'm claiming the Moonchild name. Israel, that's so unhealthy. Get some melatonin in and sleep. See, another one. I've been told to rest. I will do. I'll slow it down in a couple of days. Well, I'm going to have to. I'm going to tell you why now. Let me get a sip of my water. So what's happening here? So it's peaking today, guys. From tomorrow, the 17th, the 18th, it's that energy is going to wane. It's the height of it. It's at the peak. And boy, have I got stuff to do today. I'm going to get it all done. I'm going to get it all done. Plus, I've got a few phone calls to make. I should let you in on this. I've got a bit of fire in my belly. I'm going to tell some people about their, I don't know what word to even use, but some people are going to get some effing and blinding from me today. So yeah, thanks a lot for that, Uranus. Very appropriate. And it's going to flow out of my mouth so easily. Trust me. Now, today is the peak of that Uranus Mars. Okay, today is that peak. But starting from tomorrow, so the 17th, 18th, 19th, it will start to wane. And what then starts to happen? So it will also be kind of peakish tomorrow, the 17th of August. 18th, it definitely starts to wane. 19th, it starts to wane even more. And then round about the 19th, 20th of August, the energy drops. Remember, I spoke about this last week. The energy is going to drop. Aries, Scorpios, Aries rising, Scorpio rising, you're going to notice the energy. Why? Because Mars is going to be opposing Neptune. We got a Mars opposing Neptune. I was on a podcast the other day on Insta. Shout outs to Rod. I was on Rod Chang's podcast. Shout outs to Rod. Some of you managed to catch it, and he was asking about some of the up and coming. And I was speaking about this Mars Neptune, and I was trying to give an analogy of how that works. And it kind of reminds me of one of these reels. When you're on social media, like Instagram or whatever, you see these reels. But there was this particular reel where there was a puddle of water, it had rained, and the water levels were quite high, and there was this big, if you want to say, puddle of water, and cars were going through it. So, but it was kind of, because it had a dip, so you had to dip in it, you had to drive and come out. So a Range Rover went through it, but Range Rovers are quite high up, so it managed to get through it. It was okay. Another car came, it was a little bit high up, it managed to get through it. And then you saw this Lamborghini Ferrari kind of car trying to attempt to go through this. And it's almost like you could see it like approaching the water, and it was like, really? You're really going to do this? And even I was like screaming, like, no, don't try. And the person tried to go through the water. Water must have got into the engine or whatever, and it just got stuck there. That is exactly what Mars Neptune is like. Neptune is the lord of the oceans. He's the planet of the waters. He's very watery. Okay, guys? So he will take the edge off Mars. Mars is a really energetic planet. He's about energy. He's about potency. He's about action. But he's not going to be able to do that when he's opposing Neptune. Neptune is going to dissolve. That's what Neptune does. Neptune dissolves, breaks down. So it's going to be easy. So it's going to ease down. The energy of Mars is going to ease down. So for those of you who are Aries or Aries rising or Scorpio rising, and for those of you who have maybe a Mars Neptune configuration in your chart, regardless of what it is, you guys will be sensitive to this as well. So yeah, so do watch that. Watch this Mars Neptune thing, and that will go on for quite a few days. So we're talking from about the 19th, it starts kicking in, 19th, 20th, 22nd, 22nd, it peaks on the 22nd, 23rd. 22nd, 23rd of August is when, so that will be next week. That's when the Mars Neptune will be really peak. So the energies will be run down around that time. And then a few days later, on the 28th of August, Mars moves into the sign of Libra. Perhaps also with the wars, because when Mars moves into Libra, it's all about negotiation. It's all about balance. Mars becomes a negotiating warrior, a negotiating soldier. So that can be cool. That can be good. So that is something that I perhaps welcome. Even though Mars is weak in Libra, he's a bit, he's in detriment. But nevertheless, we got to work with what we've got, right? So Mars will move into Libra on the 28th. I'll be speaking a little bit more about that in terms of its manifestation a bit closer to the time, probably next week, to give you guys a heads up. And if we just go back in the dates, do you remember on the 23rd, Warning, warning. Yeah. Mercury goes stationary to go retrograde. He goes retrograde on the 23rd. Right? We've been in the shadow period since the 3rd of August. Mercury has been in the shadow period. Okay? So yeah, it's been hitting us. Back up your computers, guys. Back up your info. Back up your phones. Put that stuff in the cloud or wherever. Get an extra disk. Put the information on the extra disk if you need to. If you're sending email, just double check. I sent an email for an invoice, and I was thinking, what's happening here? Why am I not? Why is this person not paying me my money? You know, and then it's like we were speaking on the phone. Did you get my invoice? No. I'm like, you for real? Like, I sent you the invoice. No, I didn't get it. What? Surely enough, I went to go and check my messages. No, it weren't there. And I know I sent it. I know I saw myself say send. I want my money. But that's also part of the Venus retrograde also as well, right? Delays with money, delays in payments, all that kind of palaver, you know. But yeah, it was also part of that Mercury shadow period. And there's just been other stuff like that again. It's like, oh God, and that's why I say with these retrogrades, it can be a little bit frustrating. If you don't have patience, you're fucked. Excuse my French. If you ain't got patience, you get effed with these retrogrades. They will test your patience. And most importantly, Saturn is retrograde also as well. If there is a planet that's going to test your patience, it's going to be Saturn, whether he's direct or retrograde. So yeah. So on the 23rd, Mercury starts to move retrograde. You all know what to do. It's retrograde. It's redo, rethink, reanalyze. Great for planning. Woo! I've been doing some planning, guys. Just getting my shit together. It's in Virgo as well. Really organized. Really good to perfect. Mercury in Virgo is about perfection. Virgo is about perfection. Okay? And on the 23rd, guess what, people? The sun moves into Virgo. So from today, it's the last week, because the 23rd is going to be next week when I'm going to be doing my show again live. The sun is going to move into Virgo next week, Wednesday. So shout outs to you, Virgos. Your time is coming up. But for the meantime, we're celebrating with the Leos. So yeah. Somebody saying sleep gets overrated. Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. It can be like that, for sure. So it is where's that? Okay, that's coming from Haneen. Okay, then yeah, it can get overrated. So what else did I want to say? Yeah, so the sun will move into Virgo. So Virgo is the last season of the summer, people. Not that we had much of a summer, although I'm looking at on my wonderful balcony right now, and I do see blue sky. I see some clouds, but I see a blue sky. It's kind of warm. I've been out today, and yeah, temperatures were okay, so to speak. So yeah, no, I mean, that's for us in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. But really, summer's been crap. Like, I don't even do heat. I'm not one of these people who likes 40 degrees. Fuck that. For me, anything above 25, 26, like 28, yeah. If you're going off 28, like, count me out. I'll be indoors with the air conditioning on. Like, don't even, I don't spring up that, oh, but you're a black guy. I thought you guys like heat. Count me out. I don't do heat very well. I don't like it. I'm an autumn baby. Yeah, I like it warm. It's cool. I like good weather. I like sunny weather. But that blazing heat, and some of you guys be sunbathing in that shit. I don't know how you do it. Count me out, man. Don't call me to that. So yeah, it is. But yeah, but the weather's been quite overall. It's been a bit crap. There's been a lot of rain and stuff. It's been rather extremes. Shout outs, prayers going out to people in Hawaii, because again, the weather's been really extreme there. They've been burning up and stuff, and it's quite interesting how they're close to. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm no expert on the thing, but you'd think like these islands, because they're surrounded by water, they could maybe utilize it in a particular way that perhaps, but maybe my imagination is just running wild. So, do forgive me if I'm off there. Moonichan is saying, don't overrate that. Apparently that we have Uranus energy. We need sleep for it. But what do you do when you go to bed and your eyes are like this? And you can't go to sleep and the brain's like, and I've got Mars Uranus in my chart. I've got that in my chart. I can't, when people tell me they sleep 8 hours straight, I'm like, huh? What the fuck are you doing that? 8 hours? Even if I'm knackered, even if I'm totally wiped out, knackered, like I will max. Like if I slept like 5-6 hours straight, that means I'm really knackered. Like no way. And I'm a bit of a heavy sleeper as well. I kind of fluctuate. When I'm deep, but I can be a bit of a light sleeper also as well. But I can't sleep more than 5 hours. So when people tell me I slept 10 hours, I'm like, 10 hours? How you sleep 10 hours? Yeah, too much. I'm too charged for that, man. It's that kind of stuff really. Yeah, I can't do that. I've got a call coming in. I swear you see, this is what I'm talking about, Mercury retrograde. My phone's ringing, and I swear I've got it on Do Not Disturb. So how the heck is a phone call coming through? Messing up my live. Hope you can still see me on the live. But yeah, that kind of messed up my live right there. Apologies for that, people. Looks like I got cut off. But I'm back. Sorry about that. A call was coming in. But I can't sleep that long, man. I've got my Mars Uranus is I'm too charged for that. And then I've got a Taurus moon. How does that work? So I should be resting, sleeping, be lazy, but I'm heavily charged. Don't ask me, man. It is what it is. The gift and the curse, right? So on the 23rd, Sun is going to move into Virgo. We're going to be in the Virgo season. Mercury is going to go retrograde that day. Mars will still be in Virgo for about another 5 or 6 days. And then on the 28th, Mars is going to move into Virgo. That's how it is. Somebody's telling me I can sleep 7 hours. Well, I don't know how you guys do that. 7 hours. I wish. It's something I wish I can do. Seriously. I'm not even, that's no joke. It's something that I wish I could sleep for that amount of time. I can't do it. Like, really? Like 4 or 5 hours, I'm up. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, I'm up at 1 o'clock in the night. I go to bed at 10 o'clock, I'm up at 2 o'clock in the night. I can't do it, So yeah, it is what it is. It's that Uranus Mars, I know it is. And now that they're in aspects, I'm getting more, it's like I'm getting double pumped. It is what it is. So what else have we got coming up as well that's happening? Okay. So 28th, so let's go to the 28th. So the sun moves, okay. Red alert. Sun moves into Virgo on the 23rd, right? Well, what is going to be happening. Any Leos out there, or people who are Leo rising? The sun is going to oppose Saturn. It's going to start from that 23rd. So the energies are going to be, listen, it's a really, if we're really, the cosmos is really telling us to slow the fuck down right now. The sun is going to move into Virgo, and it's going to oppose Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is about 4 degrees right now. Okay? Saturn is about 4 degrees right now. I spoke about he's opposing Virgo. So for those of you who have planets in Virgo, and for those of you who have planets Gemini, early Gemini. So early Gemini, early Virgo, early Sagittarius, early Pisces. You guys are feeling the effects of Mr. Saturn right now. Those of you who are born around about May 22nd, May 23rd, May 24th, May 25th, August 23rd, August 24th, August 25th, August 26th, November 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, February 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Yeah? All you beautiful mutable signs, Gemini, Virgos, early Virgos, Sagittarius, and Pisces are feeling the effects of Saturn right now. Time to get serious, time to get practical, time to be structured. You're being slowed down right now. And if there's one thing that mutable signs do not like, they don't like to be slowed down, especially Gemini and Sagittarius. They will not have it. So watch out, people, for those of you who are born around those dates. However, on the 23rd of August, the sun moves into Virgo and it's going to oppose Mr. Saturn in Pisces. Slow down. That opposition is going to be there for about, how long? How long are you going to be opposing him for? More than a week. Till about the 1st of September. Energies are going to slow down. If you're a Leo or a Leo rising, you're going to feel this. If you're an Aries or Aries rising, you're going to feel this too. Watch this space. You're going to feel like you'll be made. I mean, generally we'll feel it. Some people are just going to feel it more than others. Slow down. Keep it slow down. And this is the time everyone's coming back from holiday, getting ready for their work. It's good. Good for preparation, good for planning, good for structuring your life, good for doing hands-on things, being very methodical, getting your life practical. It's not about what's up there, it's about what's down here. The earth, you know. So yeah. Moonchild is saying whoop whoop. Yeah, Leo rising. Yeah, you're gonna be affected by this. Shout outs to Paula. Saturn in the 8th house, my Mars is in the 2nd. Yeah, that will affect your money. Yeah, for sure, definitely, for sure. I feel like it's generally been a slow year in general. Yeah, it has been kind of. I mean, there's been a lot of Saturn aspects. Saturn's really been doing a number. I remember Saturn moved from the fixed signs from Aquarius this year, and in March, it was March the 7th, wasn't it? He moved into Pisces, and he's been there since, and he's been at those early degrees. So those people, of the mutable signs are really feeling the effects. The Geminis, the Virgos, the Sagittarius, and the Pisces are really feeling. People, he's going to be there for 2 years. He's going to be there for 2 years. Listen, every dog has its day. When Saturn was going through the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they had it. Then he went through the fixed signs. Then the fixed signs had it. The Aquarius, the Taurus, the Leos, the Scorpios. Now he's entered the mutable signs. So now it's time for you Geminis and you Virgos and you Sagittarians and you Pisces to have your taste. It is what it is. So you get that for about two days. You know, and you know, it goes there. So so there is that. So that will go until about the 1st of September, the opposition, Sun opposing Saturn. What else are we going to have around that time? Then we move into September. Now, what's interesting is on the 29th of August, just going back a bit on the date, on the 29th of August, the planet Uranus stations to go retrograde. So he's joining the retrograde party, people. That's what I've coined it. It's the retrograde party. We're going to have 7 planets going retrograde. That means slow down. We ain't got no choice. Either we slow down or something will slow us down. Take your pick. So Uranus starts to go retrograde round about that time. So he's around that 23 degrees. For those of you who are born again, remember those dates that I gave, especially those people born between the 13th and the 18th of either February, May, August, or November. The fixed signs, the Aquarius, the Taurus, the Leos, the Scorpios. You guys are going to be feeling that retrograde, that Uranus going back and forth around those people who are born during that day, especially those more like from the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, they're going to feel it more heavy, but 13th as well, they're going to feel it, and also people are born there. So from the 13th to the 18th of either February, May, August, or November, Saturn is squaring or opposing or conjuncting your sun. So yeah, so watch out for that. So he goes retrograde. He goes stationary to go retrograde on the 29th. 30th, it goes retrograde. Then what else do we have? 30th, I've talked about Mars moves into Mars is going to move into Libra. And then a few days later, we enter September. September the 3rd, Venus stations to go direct. Venus stations to go direct, meaning she's coming out of retrograde. And then literally on that day, on the 5th, she goes direct 4th, 5th of September. And literally on the 5th of September, Jupiter stations to go retrograde. So end of this month, beginning of next month, we've got this huge retrograde party going on. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Chiron retrograde. I mean, in the midst of that, Venus goes direct, but nevertheless, you know, 7, 8 planets going retrograde. If that's not slow down, I don't know what the fuck is. What can it be? There's no other way, people. So, guys, be patient. These can be very frustrating times. A lot of us are coming maybe back off holiday. The children are going back to school, trying to organize our lives, you know, in terms of our work and stuff like that. That we may experience. Why am I softening it up? No, not we may. We will experience some frustration. Contracts, watch out for those contracts, especially with Mercury retrograde. Try and put off those contracts. I've been telling people, slow down. People don't like to hear slow down. People don't like to hear that. So, but just taking it, you know, you're going to hear a lot, oh, it was meant to happen this week. Sorry, guys. Next week, oh, it's a delayed. It's like, I told you I've got these guys, professional guys, good guys on my website. Can they get this shit fixed? Oh, it will be ready in 3 to 5 working days. Yeah, right. Who you bullshitting? I'll tell you when it will be ready. How about that? But we got to roll with the punches. But the new moon in Leo today can be a good, it can be very helpful, especially with the square from Uranus also as well. That will also be very, very helpful too, that we're having right now. So sort of like get something going, to kickstart something. So that's something to definitely bear in mind. So September the 5th, Venus will be going direct, but then the other planets will be retrograde. But don't forget, guys, just because Venus is gone direct, there is still a post-retrograde. Don't just think that Venus goes direct, and then that's okay. Relationships are fine from the next day after. Hell no. Venus is still going to be retrograde until about the 6th or 7th of October is when the effects of the Venus retrograde are completely over. Okay, somebody's asking me, is it a good time for applying for new jobs? No. I didn't mean it like that. No, but no, on a real, like over the next couple of days, yes, we've got that new moon energy. We've got the new moon energy. So what that is about, we can initiate it. It can be a good time for applying for a new job, maybe over the next couple of days, especially maybe tomorrow, because you can tap into that Jupiter energy because it's Thursday. And then the following day as well, Friday, you can tap into the Venus energy too. The two great benefics, they can help. I'm seeing somebody here saying, smoke some weed. I think that's in reverse to my me not sleeping. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a cheap date. What can you say? Yeah, I don't smoke. That stuff don't do nothing for me. Yeah, it don't do nothing for me. I tried it, but it doesn't have my name on it. I ain't got Neptune in my chart like that. So yeah, you can apply for new jobs, but do be mindful. What is likely going to happen, depending on the nature of the job or the company or whatever, there might be a delay of them coming back to you and stuff like that because of the Mercury effect or the Mercury retrograde shadow period that we're in right now. But yeah, over the next couple of days, yeah, the new moon energy will be good for doing a ritual or something like that. To initiate something new. Somebody's asking what would be a good ritual for the new moon. I'm going to be giving out rituals too. God damn. Okay. Well, I'll give you a few things. Don't worry. I'll let you know what that's about. So where was I? I was talking about these retrogrades, the retrograde party. So Venus. The Venus effect takes us until the beginning of October before the energy. So you still got to deal with the aftermath. Just like Mercury. Mercury is going to finish his retrograde on the 16th of September, but the post shadow is going to be on the 30th of September. So we're still going to be dealing with the effects of, yeah, right. So we really got to work with that. Yes, Tyrone. He says the universe will give us a chance to sort it out. If you miss or ignore a chance, if you miss or ignore the chance, it sort you out. Yeah, it sort it out for you. Yeah, exactly. Hear that? Tyrone has spoken. Shout outs to Erica Badu. You better call Tyrone. Yeah, Tyrone is letting you know. You know what I mean? You don't need to call Tyrone. Tyrone has spoken here. That is exactly what it is, Tyrone. The universe is giving you a chance. It's giving you a chance to redo, to relook at something. Again, and these retrogrades are actually blessings in disguise. Personally, I'm becoming more and more thankful for these retrogrades in terms of how they're playing out. What else have we got? We're gonna have a full moon on the 30th of August, I believe. Let me just double check that. Dun, 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 dun. What's happening here? Okay. So yeah, it is the 30th. We're gonna have full moon. If you want to know the exact timing of it, it should be around, let's get that. It's going to be at 7 degrees of Pisces. And it's going to be around, voila. It's about 2:35 a.m. GMT. So adjust your clocks. 2:35 a.m. GMT time. Adjust your clocks to wherever you are on the globe. That's when it's the peak. That's when it's exact in terms of full moon. So we should be able to see that over here in the UK because it's going to be nighttime. So there's going to be a big, bright full moon. Likely to be a super moon also as well. At 2:35 a.m. on the 31st of August, we have a full moon in Pisces. So remember, today is the new moon. Guys, if you want to do any kind of rituals, prayers, meditations, visualizations, please do it tomorrow or Friday. Why do I say that? Right now, the sun and moon are together. So, but the moon is in a very sensitive place. So we need to wait for about maybe 24 hours, 48 hours for the moon to sort of like distance herself because, you know, any planets close, for those of you who are more versed in astrology, it's combust. Not good for ritual. So wait until the next day to when we can see that first crescent. That's why in Islam, the Ramadan, the holy festival, holy month of Ramadan starts on a new moon. But they wait. They don't start exactly on that new moon. They wait 24 hours until they can see the first crescent, and boom, there you got it. The moon is waxing. There you want to plant your seeds. So you got a few days. You can start in working with the intent, the visualization today, tomorrow. But so tomorrow, Friday, and like I said, tomorrow's Thursday, Jupiter day. Day after that, we got the Venus day, the great benefics. We can work with their energy. Somebody was asking what to do. You can do something simple, light a candle. You can get your crystals charged. For those of you who work with crystals, get your crystals charged during those particular times. You can put your crystals on your table. You can write a letter to the universe. And you envision what you want. You ask for what you want. You know the saying, ask and it will be given. And you know, working with a candle. We got a new moon in Leo, so maybe you can work with a white is always good for any ritual, regardless. White kind of goes with anything because it's got that purification energy about it. But you want to be working perhaps with gold, yellow, Leo's gold, golden color. So you want to be working with that. You can work with crystals. Tiger's eye is very good for Leo energy. Also as well, for Leo energy, you can burn some oils, some incense, citronella. Oils like orange, lemon, citronella, any of the citronella are really very good for Leo. But you can also burn things like frankincense and myrrh too. They will work well with Leo as well. Light a candle, say your intent, visualize, bingo, the magic happens. So yeah. What else have I got here? I thought full moon was on the 31st. Yeah, that's what I said. Somebody's saying I thought full moon was on the 31st. That's what I said. What did I say? What else did I say? Did I say something wrong? Slip of the tongue? Mercury retrograde got me? Yeah, it's on the 31st. 31st of August, the full moon in Pisces. But now I'm talking about the new moon. So remember, what you plant now with this new moon energy is going to start to form, not fully be complete, but it will start to take shape, and you should start to see some results. When a farmer plants their seeds, they plant the seeds, and after about 2 weeks, something starts to sprout. That's formation. We're seeing something, oh, it's happening, right? It's beginning to form. But the full harvest will be in 6 months' time when we have the full moon in that sign. Okay? So in 6 months' time, which will be like beginning mid of February, we will have a full moon in Leo. And that's when you're going to harvest. That's when the completion of what you plant now. So it works on a 6-month cycle. And there's also cycles in between that. Those are the kind of stuff I'm going to be giving you for you guys who are going to have the subscription. I'm going to be letting you know what particular moon cycles you're going to be under and where it's who or what it's going to be triggering in your chart. Amazing stuff. Yeah, you're going to be putting me to work, people. So that's that. So that's on the 31st. We got the full moon in Pisces. What else did I want to speak about? Then we're moving into September. So I spoke about then we're moving to September. What else is happening? What can we say about September? Probably not too much. Beginning of September, Venus goes direct, but then Jupiter goes retrograde. Lady Luck, the planet of faith and belief, goes retrograde. So we have to reanalyze that. I'll be speaking more about Jupiter retrograde closer to the time. The Sun will be trining Jupiter on the 7th of September. That will be good. I like that. I do like that. That's okay. Why am I getting another call? Will you fuck off? Excuse my French, guys. And this is what I'm talking about. I put my shit on Do Not Disturb, and yet people are thinking, and you're fucking up my life, man. Yeah. I'm heavily charged right now. You know, that Uranus Mars ride is really kicking in. So yeah, apologies for that. Yeah, you'll come back. So that's for the people on the Instagram. And I really need to sort that out. I don't want no calls. I don't care who you be. I'll be doing my podcast, man. This is the Lunar Lounge. So yeah, there will be a trine. What else can we look forward to? Again, early September, a lot of retrogrades. And then we're going to have a new moon in Virgo. New moon in Virgo, that's going to be on the 15th of September. So I'll speak about that. I'll start speaking about the new moon in Virgo maybe over the next couple of weeks. I want to do more advanced stuff. I have told you that because I want people who do listen on the podcast, various places in the world. Shout out to everybody who really downloads my podcast and listening. Really, really appreciate it for all throughout the globe. You will be what I'm saying, you will be able to catch up, even if you don't catch the live. At least if you listen to it the next day or the week after, you're still in the know in terms of what's coming up. So new moon will be on the 15th of September. The new moon in Virgo, I'll speak about that more next week and the week after, so we can prepare. Right now we're celebrating and we're bringing in the new moon for of Leo right now. Apologies to you guys on the Instagram. Yeah, some I don't want to say idiot. I don't know who's on the other side of the line, but someone's fucking up my line, man. Someone's trying to call me. I should play the Davido song. I'm unavailable. right? I'm unavailable. Okay. So yeah. Something did go wrong, but I'm back now. I'm back. If it kind of goes, it may, if somebody's trying to call, it may disrupt. So apologies about that. I'm looking at the thing right now. The do not disturb. What the, how's calls, our calls coming through? What the hell? What's going on here? This is why I need an assistant. Any glamorous assistants out there going to help me out? Yeah. So yeah. So the subscription, I think it was Paula who asked about when is the subscription available. Should be hopefully from next week. I want to work with this new moon cycle. That's part of it. What I'm doing. So yeah. Somebody's asking, what about the trine today with Jupiter and Mars? Jupiter, Mars, let me go back. I mean, that's kind of gone. There is a grand trine that is happening. There's a grand trine right now. I told you about the trine between Mars and Uranus. I spoke about that earlier on. And there's somewhat a bit of a grand trine also as well, because there's a grand trine with Mars, Uranus, and Pluto in the Earth signs. So again, that's a working trine right there. That's good for work. It's going to allow us to produce and to get things done. I spoke about that in the last podcast. So, you know, you can check up on the last podcast with that. But that's actually taking place right now. But I spoke about the Uranus Mars just a moment ago. Maybe you wasn't in the room then, Paula. But yeah, I did speak about the Uranus Mars trine, which is happening now, and it's pure energy. But then it gets intercepted with Neptune, because Mars is going to be being hit by the Neptune. So it cuts off the trine. It cuts off the grand trine. So it's a grand trine, but not really a grand trine, because it gets intercepted by Neptune and the energy dips, like I said, in the next couple of days. What else is it I wanted to speak about? Hello, Margot. Shout outs to you. Thanks for joining. Yeah. I'm just looking at the comments here. Oh, somebody's asking me, well, if you count if you count a sponsor for a work visa, I'll be your assistant. Oh my God, I gotta get a work visa. I gotta get somebody a work visa. Yeah, why not? Of course, that'll be cool. But yeah, so that grand trine gets intercepted by Neptune, so it doesn't quite work out. But the energy is there now. I would say, like I said earlier on, the energy of that trine with Mars and Uranus, the Mars Jupiter's, that's gone. That was like last week before. Spoke about that on the previous podcast. You got to catch up with me on these podcasts, man. 2 a week I'll be dropping. I'm dropping 2 a week. Ain't nobody fucking with me right now. I'm on my P's and Q's. But the Mars Jupiter was more last week before, but I've been speaking about that over the last month. I'm always letting you know ahead so that you can plan ahead, so you can prepare. But the Mars Uranus is right now. Like I said, that's heavy right now. It's peaking today. Today. It's peaking. It's at its peak today, peak tomorrow. After that, starting from the 18th, Mars, although it's trining Pluto, doesn't get to Pluto. Why? Because Neptune intercepts it, and that's why I say the energy dips. So you're going to find we're going to go high, and then boom. Going to go high, and we're going to go low, baby. That's how that's going to be. But that is the... Yeah, that is it. That's all of what I wanted to cover. Just checking here. Angela said you said 30th for the full moon. No, it's the 31st. It's actually on the 31st. I thought it was going to be on the 30th because it's actually just past midnight, so it's kind of close. I thought it was the 30th, but it's not. It's the 31st. 31st, it will be the full moon in Pisces. And I will be speaking more about that again, on Sunday's podcast. Remember, guys, Sunday's podcast is not live like this one. Sunday's podcast is not live, but you can listen to it on any of the podcast platforms, Apple, Amazon, Spotify. It's there. Please leave some nice, good reviews. The podcast is really doing very well in Brazil. Shout outs to people in Brazil. Belgium, top country in Europe where my Spotify, my podcast is doing well. Germany, France, Spain, shout outs to you guys. South Africa, the great continent, the motherland, India, Pakistan, people. I got people tuning in from Pakistan, the whole of the Middle East, the UAE. Shout outs to my people over in Dubai. Thanks a lot for your support in terms of the downloads. Huge numbers, doing good numbers out there, doing good numbers. So the podcast is doing well. I want to thank each and every single one of you. So yeah. However, it's that time of the week, people. Drum roll. Shout outs to Faye. Faye been helping me out, man. She's been like, you need some sounds. I'm gonna get my people onto you. So shout outs. Soon you're gonna be hearing all these posh sound effects, smoke screens and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna go Hollywood here. But it is what it is, right? It's that time of the week. It's the card of the week, people. So what is it gonna be today? Gonna give the cards a shuffle. And I'm gonna pick a card, and that's gonna be the card of the week. Also, yes, we're in the new moon season right now as well. Remember, I have been speaking about prizes. From next week, prizes are going to be given away. There's going to be various prizes. Mostly, a lot of them are going to be books, astrology books, right? So stay on point. I'm going to be asking questions, and I will be giving so for the people who listen on the podcast, they can get a chance, because otherwise only the people who are listening live are going to be, getting the advantage. Paul's asking me, where can she find the podcast? You can find the podcast on any Apple, Spotify. Do put in the Lunar Lounge podcast. Make sure you put the full thing in. The Lunar Lounge podcast. I'm happy to send you guys a link. So shout outs. In a lot of my posts, actually, on my social medias, I do put the link for the podcast there, but you can find it on Spotify, on Apple, on Amazon Music, Google Podcast also as well. The name is the Lunar Lounge Podcast. There are some other Lunar Lounges out there. They're spelt different from mine. I'm not hating, but I am going to say, if you're not Cancer with Moon exalted in Taurus in the nighttime chart, you shouldn't be calling yourself or associating yourself with anything lunar. There's only one lunar child right here, and that's moi. Okay? Right. The Lunar Lounge podcast. So make sure you put in the Lunar Lounge podcast. Also, for you guys who are on Telegram, if you use Telegram, I've also got a group there on Telegram. Small number, but it seems like it's growing. Telegram, come on, again, the Lunar Lounge podcast. Full name, the Lunar Lounge podcast. Lunar is spelled Lunar, not Luna. That's how some of the other Lunar Lounges are called. So the Lunar Lounge podcast, you see it, Israel Josie, that's me. What else I was going to say? So yeah, you can also join me on the on the Telegram. I do daily posts up there. I put little kind of video and also talk about planetary alignments and stuff. So some really good stuff. You catch that on the Telegram. Again, it's the Lunar Lounge podcast. What else I was going to say? Okay, we've got competitions running. Hopefully by next week, the subscription's available. Again, look, I'm getting all these calls, man. What's happening, man? You be effing up with my live. No, I don't like that. Sorry about that, people. Did it cut off again? Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is. What's that? Angela saying Mercury got my tongue. Yeah, something like that. Me and Mercury are cool, man. We be chilling. Sleep is needed, I would say. Yes, Yvette. Yes, you're correct. Sleep is needed. Definitely. I've never heard you swear so much. Yeah, I'm getting warmed up because I'm going to be making some phone calls after this, and some people are going to hear some bad word, as the Jamaicans say. I'm going to cuss some bad word. Yeah. Some people are going to hear some bad words, so it is what it is. I'm gonna some people need to get some of my work done. Okay, you're holding up my money, and Venus be retrograde, so I'ma come for your ass. Pay me my money. Okay, so yeah. And you be a multi-billion-dollar company and you're not run me my money, man. Like, don't be messing about. Anyway, tarot card of the week. I'm just shuffling. And I'll be pulling out the tarot card of the week. But my mind's a little bit, Okay, dun, dun, dun. What is today's card of the week? I'm gonna find out when you guys find out. Okay, it is what it is. Dun, dun, dun. We have the Temperance. Tarot card of the week, people. We got the Temperance. So what is the Temperance about? I think that's really interesting, especially with all of those retrograde planets that we're getting and the posts or the shadow period and pre-retrograde and aspects with Saturn, and we get the Temperance. So what is this about? The Temperance is a card that is letting us know for the week to come, it's about balance. It's about moderation. This card indicates that there's some aspects of our lives where we need to be bringing in a balance kind of energy. We're perhaps maybe doing too much of something, too little of something, and we need to bring in that balance. But, the Temperance, the word temperance is where we get the root word temper. Now, we know what it means when somebody has a temper. It means like, energy is heightened. It's fiery when somebody has a temper. So there's something about temper that's really quick. It's full of energy. It's bursting. Temperance is a card that is telling us that temper something down. We need to calm down. Patience is a key to this card. So even the card of the week is moving with the planets. Don't get it twisted. The Temperance is letting us know that we need to just ease, bring in it's almost like the Temperance is letting us know that it's a little bit like cooking. When we're cooking something, we throw in all the different ingredients, the mixing, the blending. This is a card about mixing and blending. Having to adapt, take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there. We may feel like we're in no man's land with that, but it's letting us know that something is cooking, so we got to be patient. We got to wait for the thing to finish cooking. That's what the Temperance is about. The Temperance also is often also connected with journeys, maybe travel. So some of you are traveling. I know I am. Oh yeah, I got some people want to fly me out, baby. So here we go. Whether you're coming for look again. Who be spoiling up my life? Okay. So we got the Temperance. So it's about moderation. Again, travel could be implied also as well. Going to another place. But we just have to be patient with our lives right now, with our week. Try not to get frustrated. Try not to overdo. Try not to go to the extreme. because that's what this card essentially is warning us. So as Temperance, we need to calm the temper, not rush, not be impatient. This card is really about patience, and it's really about balance. It's really about moderation, and it's about adapting with a few things, taking a few things from here, taking a few things from there. If you're feeling blocked in anywhere, any area of your life over the course of the next couple of weeks, with all these retrograde party that's going on, if you're feeling blocked in any way, shape, or form, do something, find something else to do. If you find that it's blocked there, just like, okay, find your block. Okay, what can I do over here? What can I do over there? Bring that over here. Adapt. Okay, let me take a bit of, let me do this for now. That's how you're going to survive. But if you keep, oh no, I want to keep going there. No, dead end. So try to just adapt, take different things. Okay, this is blocked. Okay, that's fine. Leave that for now. What's over here? What I can do over there? What can I do over there? Let me, and you're pulling things from various areas. So that's how you learn to be resourceful, and that's how you learn to adapt to change. Okay, find something else to do, mix and blend. That's what the Temperance card essentially is about. So that is the tarot card of the week, people. And that normally brings an end to the show. Thank you for all you guys on the live, in the live, on the YouTube, also on the live on the Instagram. Thank you very much. I'll be back. I will be uploading again. Listen, this show, man, it's twice a week. Ain't nobody doing it like me. I am the host with the most planetary updates and news. Ain't no podcast, astrological podcast, putting shit up twice a week. Yeah? You get it here. This is where it happens. Only at the Lunar Lounge podcast. So I will be uploading again this Sunday. Again, just keeping you current in terms of the planetary alignments, planetary configurations, what's happening, what you can look forward to. And then I'm back again live. So the live podcast is every Wednesday at 12:30 UK time. So do adjust your clocks accordingly. Yeah, and then it gets uploaded again. So after I finish the show, it will get uploaded onto the YouTube channel. It's available there. And if you just want to listen to the audio, again, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, I'm on Amazon. Again, just put it in the Lunar Lounge podcast. Make sure you put the full name in, the Lunar Lounge podcast, and you'll see it, hosted by Israel Josie, and so on and so forth. I got some guests coming, people. I got some guests lined up. I have been telling you, I've got some guests lined up. So they should be coming also in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, looking out for that. What else did I want to say? I'm on the Telegram. If you're on Telegram, again, the Lunar Lounge podcast. I put daily posts, daily title cards up there as well. So yeah, if you want to connect through that means, through that platform, that's good as well. What else is it I was going to say? Yeah, other than that, man, enjoy the new moon. Plant your intentions now. Get it moving tomorrow. Tap into that Jupiter energy, that Venus energy. The world is your oyster. You heard it here first. Thank you very much. Apologies for some of the swearing during the show, but hey, Mars is trying Uranus, so fuck that. I'm charged right now. It is what it is. That is what we do right here at the Lunar Lounge right here. So thanks a lot. Do subscribe, do follow, share with a friend, tell your family. The show's growing. It's going to continue to grow, and it is what it is. Thanks a lot, man. My name's Israel Josie. You've been locked in. You've been listening to the Lunar Lounge podcast. I'll be with you again Sunday and Wednesday. Until then, people, take care, stay safe, stay blessed. I am out.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.